Hey everybody, it's Wendy with loveandstampin.com. Thanks for joining me today. First, before we get started, I just wanted to show you this awesome suite that I'm using today is available April 1st, unless you purchase the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit, and then you can get all of these products now in your starter kit. They are so pretty. I absolutely love this set of products, and I'm going to show it to you. It's called the ORNATE Garden Suite. And this is one of the stamp sets, and I love it because it's kind of like a builder set for all of your sentiments. And then these are they're border dies, but you can also just make really cool strips with them. So this is one of the strips that I made for one of the cards. So I just cut each side of this piece of cardstock. This is crushed curry cardstock with this border die. And I went ahead and did that in advance because I don't have a way to die cut on screen with you. I'm using the Vellum that is available free right now with a $50 order. This is gorgeous Vellum. Celebration is still happening for one more week. So if you want to pick up anything, this is the time to do it. As you saw here, I do not score this vellum with my scoring tool. I found it cuts it actually in my paper trimmer. So I just use the bone folder lightly enough so that it makes a mark, but not too hard because then it cuts it. So this piece of vellum is cut at 4 1/4 by 6, and then I scored it at a 1/2 inch. I've got this piece that's going to go at the diagonal, and I need to use a pencil to mark where the top part of this is going to be. So what I'm doing is just marking inside the little holes, and those will be my guide to line this piece back up. So now you see my little marks there that I've made. So my next step is to cut off at a diagonal from those marks. So I'm going to line those marks up with my first line on my paper trimmer. And then I'm going to cut. So you see here's that first line. And then I'm going to cut. And I have this piece left. So don't be scared to just chop it off of there. It will be fine, I promise. So this piece is going to get cut at 4 1/4 by 5 inches. There was just a little excess there I wanted to trim off. By 5 1/2, and no, I think I actually did 4 1/2 or 4 1/2. I think is what I did. 4 3/4 doesn't really matter because what I'm doing is making the bottom part of the card. So what I have to do is take my base. I have a Whisper White base here that's cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to hook the top of my vellum over the top of that card base. And then I'm going to take in fact, yeah, let's just go ahead and adhere it. And that keeps it in place so I don't have to worry about it moving around and becoming a problem. So I'm using tear and tape adhesive because I do not want this to come off. That would be really embarrassing for somebody to get a card from me in the mail and have them open it and the card base had fallen off, wouldn't that? Okay, so we're going to hook this over the top and adhere it nice and tight. And then we're going to take the decorative piece, which, by the way, can we talk about how much we love this paper? Oh my Lord, it's beautiful. And I'm going to lay it down on top, and I'm going to make another mark. So I'm lining up. So at first I was like, oh, it needs to connect to this strip. And then I was like, oh, wait, no. See me thinking? I'm like, no, it doesn't need to do that. So then I make the mark going all the way across. Now here's the part. You have to line that up with the first mark, not score mark. I need this to be cut so that there's a little bit of not a gap, overhang. So I'm lining it up on the opposite side at that first line. And then I'm cutting. So I'm lining the line I made up with the line on the paper trimmer, as you saw there. And then what will happen is these two pieces where I've left that excess will overlap and glue together to make one solid card front. So you'll see that here in just a second when I push this top piece down. And look at that. Perfection. So then you end up with this really fantastic card front. And then we just have to cover up the funny little line going across there. So we're going to do that using this awesome strip. This is crushed curry cardstock, and I showed you in the beginning, I cut it with a border die from this set, and we're going to lay it at the diagonal and line it back up with those dots. So I'm just kind of eyeballing, and it really honestly does not have to be lined back up perfectly because nobody's going to know the difference. But since I already had the dots in place, I thought, hey, why not use those as my guide? So that takes care of that piece, and we're going to set it aside for a minute and let it dry. And then we're using crushed curry ink, and we're going to ink up this Whisper White strip, which is cut at, I believe it's 3/4 of an inch. All the measurements were on the screen, so if you have any questions about those, you can pause the video when you saw it earlier. You can also, by the way, get all of the measurements over on my blog. So if you need measurements for anything, they're over there as well. Okay, so that kind of adheres down the sentiment strip, and then we just need to cut away the excess. However, it's still wet with glue, so I'm going to set it aside and we're going to make this card. So this is a really fun card. It's using that vellum again, and again, that vellum is free right now. It's a full 12 by 12 pack of vellum, free with a $50 order. So if you want to pick that up, you can still get that. And then I've just done a bunch of basically cardstock layering. I cut the vellum at 4 1/4 by 11, and then I went ahead and scored it at 5 1/2, and then I just thought I would quickly show you all the designer series paper here because it's so absolutely gorgeous. So this is the Ornate Garden designer series paper. Again, it is available April 1st for customers, and if you want it now, you can purchase it through your starter kit. So when you get the starter kit with Stampin' Up, you get to choose $125 in product, but you only pay $99 plus tax. The shipping is even free. So basically, if you want $125 in product and you want free shipping, buy the starter kit because you can get it that way. Not to mention, there's all these other free goodies right now until March 31st that come along with it. You know what I just realized? I'm not going to make this other card with you. I don't think I'm making it. I just showed it to you as a sample. So you will be able to make your own very easily. Again, measurements will be provided. So, or do I make it? I can't remember if I make it for you guys. So isn't that funny? So I recorded, full disclosure, I recorded these videos, this video 2 weeks ago. Because I just happened to make these cards. So I flicked the video camera on, and sometimes that happens where I make a card and I turn the video on, but I don't really remember what all I do in the video. And you would probably think to yourself, well, why don't you watch the video before you voice over it and give us all the details? Well, that would make the most sense. You're absolutely right. However, y'all, I need grace. Just give me some grace because these gilded gems are also part of the Ornate Garden set, FYI. So if you like those, you can get those in the starter kit as well. And the link to purchase the starter kit will be below this video. So if you decide you want to purchase the starter kit, you can do that there. Once you do, you're part of my team, but you really are not required to do anything crazy except have fun and be part of our group. And we have the best group. I'm not even kidding. If your morale is kind of in the dumps right now and you need a boost, then you need to join my team because I have so many fun things planned this coming week for us to do in my team group. So there you go. I just added the elements here. So I'll make sure to list those measurements for that card over on my blog. All right, you can click either one of the videos you see here to watch another one. Shop with me at shoploveandstampin.com. No better time than now to get crafting supplies since we're all stuck at home. And purchase that starter kit from me. Again, link in the description of the video. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good day. Bye.